if someone knows better than me, challenge me, try me. On bartending point of view, any bartending point of view, doesn't matter what. There is people also creating new cocktails, but I have always one question for them. How many of these cocktails they become worldwide popular?
Tell me one or two places that, they would say, yeah, this is the place I kind of recommend. If, let's say, someone thinks about going for a cocktail.
Just want to say one thing to all the ladies who's listening, because you ladies drink a lot of porn stars. Don't pour the champagne into the cocktail. If it's meant to be there, it will be there. Just put it on the side and have a sip and sip. Thank you very much.
Okay, Svet, welcome to Hospitality Insights. Great to have you on.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
Yeah. Today we're going to dive into the mixology. We're going to dive into all these cocktail stuff and everything else.
Go on.
Yeah, this is not my world, to be completely honest. I'm more of a wine guy. So I'm kind of looking forward to see what we're going to discover today from this world, because you are highly experienced. You've got a huge background behind you in terms of mixology, so it would be great to kind of hear advices or everything that could help people, maybe making a better cocktail or choosing a better cocktail, because then if you
that's
don't,
really important actually. I mean, because you mentioned wine. Wine is completely different opera. It's not part of bartending. Is a different profession in general. Sommelier, everybody knows that. Don't need to explain anything about it, but it's completely different knowledge and so pretty much.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. I want to kind of know how did you get into this? Some people, they just have, let's say they have someone from their family working previously, in the trade, or maybe you seen someone on TV, how did you get into this?
It's a long story actually. I'm not really young, so it's been I've been through a lot. Where can I start? I was actually a kitchen chef when I was 17.
Oh wow! I didn't know that.
So but it was really quick for quite a few months, just because my mom paid a lot of money gambling this time. I don't know if it's the right thing to say, but I had to start the job, obviously. So
so you were forced basically to get into the job.
Okay. I've been forced. So
okay, we're not going to give personal details, but you had to start early, basically. Yeah.
So I went to a restaurant. I started to work. It was a bar and dinner these days, they call it, not a restaurant.
So I'm guessing this was in Bulgaria, by the way.
Bulgaria.
Yeah, for people that don't know, you are just
in Bulgaria. So I saw a guy who just flipped a bottle, literally just flipped one time, and that catch me. And so I start with that. I start to look for a bartending job. I find a job. I went to a high venue bar for some reason. I've been lucky because I was really interested and I was really good in the interview that day, and they took me. I said that I'm not really good what I have to do, but I'm willing to learn. So then still the things start to grow up for me, and I saw a competition opportunity, and that's what involved me in bartending, not just mixology. General thing to be a bartender in a professional level and stuff like that. So I worked 2 years as a bartender in Bulgaria. I did 3 competitions. I won one of them because I can say that my creativity works a lot, and I won with creativity actually. So then I end up in Malta. Just a friend offered me that there is a job opportunity in Malta. I never left. Before that, I never left my country, and I never been abroad. So so it's let's go for it. I won it. I was just 19 years old.
Oh, wow.
And then the guy who offered me the job represented me to the employer as a Bulgarian champion of bartending. You know what I mean? I had the dignity that I am good, but when I went there and the owner gave me a tour around his clubs in St. Julian's in Malta, behind one of the bars, I saw a guy who's flipping bottles just like that. I was said, man, what I'm doing here, in these days, there was no internet, there was no information, there was no schools, no videos, nothing like this. So you learn from a friend or from just by yourself, and that's how your creativity start works. So this guy just put me down on the ground where I am actually, and he took me under his wing. He took me to Italy, to Perugia, for a private course of bartending, of free pouring techniques, flair, working flair and stuff like that, mixology, any kind of any part of bartending, not just one thing, because I believe being a bartender, you need to know everything, including barista, wines, exactly, just as a basic knowledge, just to know things. So I end up in Italy. I worked with him for 2 months in Sicily. It was like great experience. I really happy remember these days still like was yesterday. I came back to Malta. I stay another year. I came back to Bulgaria. I create my own bartending academy. I create my own association of bartenders. So there you go. 5-6 years later, I developed myself like an organizer of a world championship bartending competition in Bulgaria. I've been judging competitions in Romania. I've been judging competitions in Ukraine. I've been traveling all my life because of my job, pretty much. Just don't talk too much about it, but
Well, I guess in a way, that's the luxury of hospitality, if we can call it this way, because with these kind of jobs, whether chef, whether bartending, whether waiter, you can travel quite easy. It's not extremely well paid. We all kind of know it, but you can travel, I guess, the world, and finding jobs.
Bartending is actually pretty much well paid. I mean, in competition.
Well, I guess depending on which level, at which level you do it.
Eastern Europe is a bit different. We know that we struggle. I personally struggled traveling, but I was giving my best, so I spent all my money on traveling. If I win some money, but it wasn't the point. Like you said, the greatest thing of the whole thing traveling is meeting new people and getting experience. You get experience because, like I said, these days, internet and YouTube and channels and schools, there wasn't that much developed. So it was really hard for us to be updated with new things and stuff like that. And that actually helped me to be as a bartender or mixologist, whatever you call it, where I am at the moment. I mean, just because I travel and just because I met people. Competitions, the fun part is to get the party afterwards. Which place you took is not really important. They know who you are. That's the most important thing. They know who you are because you put yourself on the bartending map. People say that I put Bulgaria in the bartending map because bartending in Bulgaria wasn't popular. There was guys trying, they heard here and there things, they wanted to do something, but actually I did it finally. So that's why I create the academy, the competitions, the events and stuff like that.
So we got the Bulgaria part, we got the Malta part, but what about Jersey? How did you get here?
Right. Like I said before, I had my own school, bartending academy, which I had partners. It wasn't just me. I mean, the idea, the project was mine. Flair Forever. That's the name of the school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's my first tattoo, and that's what actually my mentor told me when he left the island. So that was the last words I heard from him. Anyway, lyrical interruption. So how I came to Jersey. After I had my school in Bulgaria, we split with my partners. I mean, we gave the building where was the school. They sold the building, so it becomes a bank or something like this. The thing is that we didn't pay any rent there.
Okay.
So at that time, we tried to do it again. And on top of that, we had a sponsor. Diageo was our sponsor for all these years. But then they closed the head office in Bulgaria, which was a head office for the whole Eastern Europe. And they moved it to Romania.
Okay.
Just because Romania, I believe, is a bigger market than Bulgaria. But so we lost our sponsor, we lost the school, so I didn't have a job. And then like I said, traveling helped me to have friends in this in the bartending world and stuff like that. I went to Poland, and I've worked for a while with. There are two guys, Marek Poslushny and Tomasz Malek. They're world champions quite a few times already. They're pretty much the best bartenders in the world for last few years. Really, they developed their business, their schools, their private events and stuff like that. So what happened actually is that someone from Jersey wanted someone to run his bar. So he Googled it, and the first result, obviously, that's the story I know. What actually happened, I cannot tell you, but that's what the story they told me. They just Googled it, and the first result on Google was their agency. So they just said, because they have their business, like I said, they're really good what they're doing, and they just offered me the contract. So I said, yeah, okay, because that was my main plan. I'm gonna work 1-2 years in Poland, and I'm gonna move to UK, just to look for something more.
Yeah.
But actually, it happened too quick, and after 5.5 months, I ended up in Jersey. But I just want to say that I didn't came to Jersey to look for a job. I mean, someone
Offered you,
offered me a
basically,
job,
yeah.
so I end up here, and pretty much 12 years after, I'm still here.
Was it 12 years, huh?
Yeah,
How
11
did-
and a half.
So that's a bit crazy because obviously, your life till the point you moved to Jersey, it was a bit like all over the place. It was like a year here, a year there, a few months there. And then how you settle here, because this is such a small, it feels like such a small place for what you kind of trying to, what you kind of do. Is the market big enough for what you're trying to do here?
I'll be straight, and maybe a lot of people not gonna like it, but no. I mean, why I settle here? Just because, life priorities. I mean, I had a kid, just new baby born, 1 year old when I came. I split with my ex-wife. I had to look after them and stuff like that. Just normal things in life for everybody else, I guess. I mean, it's not just me.
Yeah.
And because you asked me for the market, I had a big expectations for Jersey. I'll be honest, I didn't heard about the island before I came here, as many other people. I believe.
Same.
Yeah. So, but my thoughts in my head, it was that, right, this is UK. London is a mecca of mixology. London, Tokyo, Vegas, they're the biggest cities in the world. They produce bartending and mixology and stuff like that. So I had the expectations here it will be something wow, you know what I mean? I was a bit disappointed when I arrived because there was no conditions, there is no too much quality bartenders at these days. Is no society of bartending, you know what I mean? Wherever I go, I travel Europe a few times. Okay, not Asia, not USA and this part of the world, but everywhere bartending is a society. You keep communicating with people and talking about, you develop yourself.
It's a community, basically. Yeah,
It's
you
community
find,
everywhere in the world. Community. I mean, bartending is making friends because of competition, because of events and stuff like that. So yeah, I was a bit disappointed, and that's how I kind of step back of my background and I step back of what I do best. You know what I mean? And I felt a bit guilty. I felt a bit how to say. I wanted more, but obviously I couldn't.
Yeah.
Just myself. I mean, with the years going through, there was a few guys, but it's nothing like wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, you need to be, I guess, passionate. You need to have all that for
it's
it.
not just this. I mean, we had a request to the association and just to organize an event here. It's impossible. The local companies they don't apply any budget for that kind of events. You know what I mean? It's difficult. Back home, main companies, they come and they push you. Let's do this. Let's do competition. Let's invite these guys. Let's invite these judges. Stuff like that. Here, it's too small. I understand.
Yeah.
Not blaming anyone. I'm just saying facts.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Have you ever do you ever think about like, how would my life be, if let's say I would have been in Bulgaria, continue with my academy and everything else? Do you ever think like,
Oh yeah, man.
my life would have been a lot different? And maybe
Yeah. The problem is, I don't really want to. I don't really like to think about this because if I had my school, I'll be. I can say an example. One of my students, obviously, is the best student I had. We had like 250 students in total for the whole year,
that's a
which is
lot.
not much as a number, but the course we gave in the school was 40 days with exams, with paper from the government, stuff like that, like proper thing. Nowadays, the courses are a bit shorter, a bit quicker, 1, 2, 3 weeks, depends what you choose. But we wanted to create complete bartenders. So why I get back to this subject is because one of my students now is he was in Santa Barbara, California. Now he's in LA, and he's one of the biggest. He owns one of the biggest catering companies on the island, and now he's kind of not even helping me. He's advising me through the whole
Coaching you kind of thing. Yeah,
like
yeah.
which is a paradox in life, you know what I mean? He's a kid to me, and he told me, I speak with him on the phone regularly, and he said, man, my mentality, what I'm doing, everything came from the academy, because like I said, we was teaching in a different way. We do it in a romantic way, you know what I mean? Not just for the money, not just for professionally.
Passion, yeah.
Yeah, just we wanted to light the fire in these kids. There was kids. We had a student on 16 years old. Her mom came to sign the papers that she's agreed to work with spirits and alcohol. So it was, yeah, there was like boom. So these guys like really up to the market. So, and like I said, maybe this is the moment to mention Jersey Cocktail Stage.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get it. Yeah,
Just because the guy,
absolutely, yeah.
the guy.
So yeah, tell us about your project then, yeah, because we were gonna get to it, but then now it's the perfect timing. You're right.
I'm sorry about if I interrupt your.
No, you don't interrupt anything because we were meant to talk about your project anyway. So
Yeah, okay.
yeah. So what's happening there? So you kind of like fed up of all these like.
No, just person come to the stage of his life that he have to do his own thing. Like I had my own thing back home. I just stop it for a while. I've been doing this all my life. I mean, I serve hundreds of events. I'm visiting tens of TV channels or magazines, Playboy, FHM, whatever you call it. I've been there like just because what I'm doing. So when I came here, I said I stepped back.
Yeah.
For some reason, maybe many facts, many reasons, but I said, okay, let's do it again. I mean, I had it on my head all the time, but I just never get the motivation maybe to do it. I've been doing master classes around the island for private events, but working for someone else. You know what I mean? So, well.
So yeah. So what's the idea? What do you offer in terms of let's say I come to you, I've got a private party. What can you offer me?
I can offer you everything you like. I mean, just name it. I mean,
But in terms of like, what are your services basically? How do you advertise yourself? In terms of like your business, basically. What is your business?
Right. Okay. I mean, like in this business, is not good idea to say no. I mean, if you say, "Oh, I cannot do this," I mean, you're gonna find a way. I mean,
Yeah, fair point.
I mean,
even if you're not gonna do it, people that could.
Yeah, that's how you build up your business. But what we offer, it's master classes, because when I arrived in Jersey, there was no such a thing. Later on, here and there, I'm not gonna mention any names on places or people who try to do these things. But the original project is mine. I mean, I was the one who was doing the first master classes. And the idea of doing masterclass, I create the plan, I create the project. The idea was one girl, Stephanie Seymour. She's part of the Seymour family.
Hotel.
Yeah, she just was working in the place where I worked, And she said, why you don't do a masterclass? Why let's create something like this for fun, for girls, for stuff like that. I said, okay, I was still a bit younger. I had more energy to doing these things, like catching girls and stuff like that. So yeah, I created it. It was like, boom, super successful, booming. Because it's not masterclass. People are coming and teach them how to make cocktail. It's only entertainment. It's only like show, flare, fire flare, show. Of course, there is a part of the masterclass which you explain things about how cocktails works and ingredients and stuff like that, about new tendencies, about all these kind of things. It just really fits to the whole package. So, and I really love to do that. I mean, you know what I mean? Bartenders, they like to show off. I would say that just because, it's always.
Well,
like
I guess it's the kind of job, right? That you,
oh yeah. You have to show off.
bottles and glasses and.
Bartender is always lead the atmosphere on the bar. He is the person who leads the atmosphere on the bar, like the DJ leads the crowd when he play music. You know what I mean? We educate the crowd. We educate people, not just with master classes in general. You know what I mean? We create drinks. We create tendency. They come from bartenders. So
Yeah, in terms of drink creation, how many drinks you think how many cocktails or how many cocktails, I guess, how many you created, I think, in your career? Do you have
I never count that. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a fan of creating cocktails. I'll try to give an example. Bartenders, there are many different ones. Mixologist, a book writer, a flair bartender, sommelier if you want, if you consider them as a bartenders. Me personally not, but most people do. Then what else? Vloggers. I mean, people who do YouTube channels. They all do different things, but they're all bartenders. And all the things, they coming from them. So what I'm saying this is that there is people also creating new cocktails. But I have always one question for them. How many of these cocktails they become worldwide popular?
Fair point, yeah.
I mean, the world knows not more than 100 cocktails. Not more than 100 cocktails.
To be fair, I don't know more than 3.
if you ask even bartenders, if look here in Jersey, if you ask some of them, how many cocktails you know? They will tell you 50, for example, but they can tell you only 30. I promise you that, because I test that. For example, they can tell you 100. They're going to know only 70. For example, if you ask a bartender local what is Mito or Milano Torino, they're not going to tell you because they don't know. But they can Google it. You know what I mean? That's easy. But as a knowledge, they're not going to know. So in that point, why I'm saying these things is I don't like to create new cocktails. I like to upgrade classics to make them modern classics or new classics or new school classics or whatever you want.
So you do like a spin-off on certain.
I mean, it's just different. It's just different way of serving cocktails these days. For example, Negroni. Negroni is simple cocktail. It's a second world best selling cocktail in the world for last 10 years probably. Last year was the first one. But the development of the way you serve the drink is the way of you presenting the drink is totally different. What it's been like.
Maybe the glass, I guess. I mean, just guessing here. Just guessing.
Everything changes. Shoes. One person changed the style of the shoes the same way you change the style of the glass, let's say. You know what I mean? A lot of places work with glasses from 20 years old. Come on, man. It's not serious. With today's world. You want quality. I mean, I invest a bit of money, do a research, hire a quality bartender, let him do his job, what he knows best, and you're going to get the result, man. Sooner or later, you're going to get it. Let him do his job. Because I've been on places, they said, oh, you're super good, blah, 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 blah. When I end up there, when I give my plan, they agree. But after that, nothing happens, man. just because you end up, they know more than you.
But do you think this also happens because the market doesn't appreciate it? Can that be? I'm just guessing here.
With the risk to be to sound bad about it, I can say yes in some point. On private events, they could do because they listen.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do when they go to a nightclub or in a bar? They just want to drink, man. You know what I mean? And this is a lacking of cocktail culture in Jersey. I mean, there is not so many places who provide quality cocktails. I'm sorry to say that. I'm sorry. But
Tell
it's
me
fun.
one or two places that, they will say, yeah, this is the place I kind of recommend. If, let's say, someone thinks about going for a cocktail.
Probably there are a few places, maybe I don't know because I haven't seen.
Yeah. But what you are aware of.
Yeah. Blind Pick. I mean, because Blind Pick is the place which they kept their identity since I'm in Jersey, which is almost 12 years. They was keeping the same concept all the time. And they're still doing the same thing. So people, when they go there, they know we're going to drink cocktails, mixology cocktails. We're not going to drink 2 juices, grenadine, vodka. Go. No, man. Come on.
Yeah.
This is 30, 40 years ago. It's so many. The things that people keep drinking that kind of stuff because they just don't know. And I don't blame them. I just don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, on 2 sides, the bartenders and the customers, they just don't know. And I'm sorry for that. But that's why Jersey Cocktail Stage also offer training methods, training courses for, short-term, long-term, doesn't matter. We provide any kind of service from customer point of view and from bar staff point of view for managers or whatever, anything like this. Complete bartending course.
Yeah, that's really good because I guess you need to be informed in order to kind of like take the right decisions. Which, to be fair, in my situation, because I don't really drink cocktails, everything you tell me in terms of mixology is almost new to me. So, what I also want to know, what are the top 3, for example, in your opinion, or what you kind of like from your experience, top 3 cocktails in Jersey that people drink?
Hey, it's easy, man.
It's easy. Okay.
It's easy because I'll tell you one thing. Blind Pig have identity. They have different cocktails. They have porn star, but they're gonna serve it in a completely different way. So the best 3 cocktails, if you ask me, is porn star for sure.
So that would be the
top one, I guess. Top one, porn star.
I think I know that, but it might not be the correct one. Isn't that the one with what's it called? A passion fruit.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
Okay.
Served,
I know one.
Served with bubble shot on the side. The problem with this, because it's a good cocktail. I know the guy who created the cocktail in person. I met the guy who Douglas St. Croix. He's not between us anymore. I know the guy who created the cocktail. Originally, the cocktail is born in South Africa. It's called Maverick Martini. Then he moved to London. So he renamed it to Pornstar Martini. So just want to say one thing to all the ladies who's listening, because you ladies drink a lot of Pornstars. Don't pour the champagne into the cocktail. If it's meant to be there, it will be there. Just put it on the side and have a sip and sip. Thank you very much.
Okay, so that's always meant to be drunk, right? Separate. Okay, makes sense. If it's separate, you're right. So what would be the second two? The other 2 actually.
Espresso Martini. Modern classics. They're both Pornstar and Espresso Martini. They're modern classics, and they're the most popular cocktails on the island. It's other question if some places serve it as a right recipe or in the right way. That's another story. But this is happening just before all the places serve the same drinks. You know what I mean? Royal Yacht, the main places, who they are. I mean, they serve the same drinks, man. Royal, Pornstar, Espresso Martini, Sex on the Beach. People don't even read the menu. They just name it. They name just these cocktails. Negroni start to sneak in between the last 2-3 years because I worked in a bar, my favorite place, Tangi's Bar. Unfortunately, 2 days ago, it's been closed after 14 years. During the COVID, we decided to change the concept. Sorry to jump.
No, it's all fine. It's all good.
I'm sorry to jump from subject to subject, but just coming through my mind. We decided to go for a different concept, not a nightclub, just because the COVID regulations made us do it. But actually, this made us a favor. So we start to serve really quality cocktails. Negroni old fashions by original recipe with the original method. Not old fashioned is sugar, whiskey, and bitter. Yeah, but it's way more than this. I mean, it's way more than this.
What is in Negroni? Because I don't know. I genuinely don't.
It's Campari, of course.
Okay.
Campari, sweet vermouth, Martini Rosso, most popular probably for the people, for the viewers, and gin, any kind of gin. Negroni back in the days, Campari back in the days, they was offering as a suggestion Negroni to be made with Bombay, Bombay Sapphire, yeah. But now it's completely different story. I mean, I can speak about different. Just because you asked me Negroni, maybe now is the time to explain a bit more about new tendencies.
Yeah, well,
in
exactly.
mixology.
So is it the same, like, let's say, shoes, the same like trends in any other industry? So do you have trends like that in
Of
mix?
course, man. Of
Okay.
course, of
So
course,
what's
of
this
course.
year, for example?
The trends, it's because you said shoes. I have Jordans.
Okay.
We talk about too much about brands. I mean,
Well, but to be fair,
Yeah.
people like brands.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
whether we go for brands or not, people like it. So I just want to
yeah.
get
I just want to give example.
Okay.
Jordans, when they be released for the first time, 1984, it's one thing. Now it's completely different sneakers. You know what I mean? But still Jordan. So it's the same with cocktails. Negroni's been made 130 years ago, but now it's completely different drinks. Same ingredients, completely different drinks. The tendencies, one thing have to be developed. Otherwise, if it's not, it's gonna die. You know
So
what I
is
mean?
Negroni this year quite high up in terms of demand?
Like I said before, worldwide Negroni is been the second best-selling cocktail for many years. The second couldn't. This year, for the first time, is the first one. For the first time, not this year, last year, 2022. Just maybe, and I can feel that in Jersey as well. Way more people asking for Negroni, and we just serve it in a different way. And I mean, new tendencies. There is a lot of things. I've been to an event yesterday. I worked on an event yesterday. For the first time in my life, I did non-alcoholic cocktails, but not non-alcoholic cocktails, mocktails, that's how they
Well,
call
that's
it.
kind of a trend now as well.
It will become a big thing. I believe. I mean, just because, we live in this kind of world, one person is either vegan or vegetarian or
Different reasons, I guess.
Different reasons. The same comes to the cocktails. People just don't want to drink alcohol. Maybe they want to get more healthy. They want to get more.
Have you ever thought that when you started, you will make
No.
non-alcoholic cocktail?
No. And like I said, I'm after 20. What is it? After 25 years of experience, I did non-alcoholic cocktails, but not like this. Not like this one. I mean, non-alcoholic spirits. I'll call it like this because back in the days, one non-alcoholic cocktails was containing what? Just few types of juices: orange, pineapple, grenadine, shake, one nice garnish. Go, baby. That's it. Now it's
Very complex, yeah.
I'll tell you a real story. Just 2 weeks ago, the place I work now, they asked for non-alcoholic Negroni. And that day, that was impossible to me. You know what I mean? But like the last week, when I accept this event, sober cocktail session, there was a recipe for non-alcoholic Negroni. And there is actually ingredients you can produce non-alcoholic Negroni. So I wasn't right that day, but I just didn't know about that high level of non-alcoholic spirits exists. I didn't know that there is such a way more replacements to this. You can create your own ingredient to make Negroni. You can create by herb. There is a Japanese mixologist, probably the best mixologist in the world. Excuse me, I don't know his name. He produced his own Negroni. He didn't use Campari. He didn't use gin. He didn't use.
But the taste is quite there, right?
No, he used every single ingredient homemade, and he made it homemade. For example, Campari contained 5 herbs and wine. He made his own Campari. He made his own gin. He made his own sweet vermouth.
That's
you know what I mean?
commitment right there.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy where the mixology is going. It's new things like foaming cocktails, inverted cocktails, like a clarification. Man, sorry to call you like this, but just it's naturally. Mojito, just imagine that the glass is full.
Yeah.
This is mojito. This liquid, it's mojito. No lime, no mint, no sugar, just empty, just transparent liquid with one cube of clear ice. That's all.
Well, something that I also want to talk about now that we are on ice, because you are kind of like me. We're kind of like jumping in between subjects. I'm like that as well. So we'll try to manage. Something that I want to talk about, like since you are on the subject. When we met last time, you were talking about ice, and it never really crossed my mind that the ice. Okay, I guess I knew in certain aspects of like, water probably to be filtered would be ideal, I guess, but not in terms of the ice to be clear, because that really gives a different kind of like feel to the cocktail. And you were showing me, some pictures which we're gonna try to add them over the video, for
it's
people
good
that
to
watch.
people to see that.
To see the difference, and then. Yeah, is that really making a difference in terms of like?
Oh yes. I mean, right. To realize the process of making clear ice, I'll explain the difference as well. First, the water. I mean, depends where you live. I mean, in some countries, you don't even use the ice which you load in the fridge because you use the water you use home. I mean, you just buy ice. You don't use ice which you load up in the fridge because of the quality of water.
Yeah.
This includes everywhere else. The dilution of the ice, it's massive difference, which it means the dilution of the drink. I've worked in a place and I use ice. I load up the shaker, half full with ice. I shake 6 seconds and I show to the manager there is no ice anymore inside. There's dilution of the ice in some places in Jersey. So people, they drink shit, I'm sorry, but they drink. And this is fault of the owners and the managers because they try to be...
Cheap? Is that what the word?
It's many things, man, many things. And I keep repeating this, it's impossible to serve this kind of cocktail. If it's me, I'll send it back and I'll ask for a refund. But people just care about money, man. You know what I mean? No quality. This is the problem, man, in Jersey. Jersey is a top place food-wise. A lot of restaurants. I jump on another subject. I'll come back to the clear ice. A lot of food places which are top quality. A lot of chefs, they bring chefs all over the UK and stuff like that. They look after food quality and service and plating and ingredients and natural stuff, but they don't do the same thing with drinks and cocktails. They don't. I'm sorry, but it's true. If you have a quiz under your video after you post it, ask them how many places they know is like top mixology cocktails. 3 or 4 max. 3 or 4. Blind Pig, King's Bar.
I was gonna say, my wife likes King's Bar. Is that?
They like, yeah.
She was saying that it's good value for money as well. I'm not sure.
Yeah. True. but they serve different level of cocktails. It's not mixology on the highest level. Sorry, guys. I like the guys. They do well. They really develop their business. But yeah, this is true.
But they're getting there, probably comparing to other places that charge even more, maybe. Yeah, because that's what my wife said, because she drinks cocktails every now and then. I'm more of a like, get me a glass of wine, whatever. So that's why I don't really know this world, that's why.
So saying this about ice is very small thing, but owners and managers, they have to understand. I serve water cocktails, man. I'm telling you. I had a situation. I produced clear ice for 1 year. I was serving not all the drinks because handmade clear ice is impossible to get the right shape, to cut the right ice block. It's really difficult. It took me 1 year to find. I knew how to produce clear ice. It just took me 1 year how to produce the right shape and to be clarified 100% without oxygen, without any minerals, without anything. It's just a diamond. It's crazy. It's crazy how different can be one ice cube and what impact can give to the drink. I know this is a mixology thing. People don't need to know that, but they need to know what is quality. If you go in Japan, Tokyo, Dubai, chicks, they like to fly Dubai. Man, you're gonna drink drinks on top venues only with clear ice. Only with clear ice. Ice machines, they start to produce only clear ice.
What's the right price for a drink like that? Because I'm just like, I'm wondering, what would be the right price, because obviously you would put that much thought into it. You don't give just the regular ice. You probably don't give you probably even have a person that's highly qualified.
I'll tell you, I didn't charge for it. Yeah. If I want to buy it from UK, one ice cube costs 5 quid.
Right, that's how much. It's just the ice.
Imagine if one average price on a cocktail in Jersey is 13, 14 pounds, average price, I'm saying. And if you had one ice cube like that, who gonna drink it? So I just gave it because I like to do it. You know what I mean? I wanted to give quality. Negroni, man. Negroni for me is like a...
Is that your favorite one, by the way?
To drink, no. To make, yes. Negroni.
And to drink?
To drink, I don't really drink cocktails.
You go simple.
Eastern Europe, it's different, man. We have built up different habits and stuff like that. Whiskey is my drink. I drink whiskey. People who knows me, they know. Cocktails, I just taste, you know what I mean? Just to know.
Yeah.
I could drink margarita. I like this kind of cocktails, sour cocktails.
So I guess that's again popular here. Is that popular here?
Yeah, margarita, yeah. And all the classes are popular. It's important the way you serve them. For example, one small thing I serve when I was working in Tangies, I served margarita not with white salt, with black lava salt, just to make the difference. It's something new, something small, but you can make the difference. You know what I mean? So yeah, the difference between ice, the clear ice, and it's massive. I'm telling you, this is what I did 2 weeks ago. I'm ashamed to say it, but I did it, man. They give me Negroni. I did in a pint with a latte spoon to mix, and at the end there was no ice in the cup. So how to serve this cocktail to a customer who's paying 13 quid? That's crazy, man. Nobody pay attention to these things.
So so we kind of know what to look for if you are in a restaurant. Ice might be one, but I guess it all comes to how passionate you are also, even as a customer, about this, because if you, let's say all you care is to get smashed, then the ice is not going to make any difference to you. All you care is, get more alcohol in there. I don't care. Yeah. So for someone that wants to do these kind of things or begin doing these kind of things at home, what do they need? What's your advice? For some, not doing it professionally. I just want to make a good cocktail at home.
It's easy, man. It's these days, it's YouTube channels, millions. My friends have YouTube channels. It's easy to create something home. You just need to choose the right ingredients, the best ingredients. That's the secret. Don't try to For example, if it's the recipe says lime juice, don't put lemon juice. It's two different things, man. Grapefruit and orange are two different things. Don't try to replace. I mean,
Yeah.
that's my advice.
Stick to the recipe.
Stick to the recipe, follow the instructions. It's easy. You can produce home clear ice as well. I mean, a lot of people do. Okay, after you can use pretty much not much of it because once you cut it, once you dilute the half because the bottom of the ice it's dirty water and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, many things. Many things. Yeah, just people don't know, man. And yeah, pretty much.
Is there something that you would change in Jersey? You know, if let's say you had the power, what would you change, you know, in Jersey to make this, not just this job more attractive? Because I don't know, like, also what I want to talk about, how do people, are people kind of like coming from behind? Do you see like new talent? Do you see people being interested in doing this kind of job? Or is like in the rest of the hospitality is more kind of like down the hill?
I'll send all the bar stuff to school. That's it. I mean, these days you cannot be without school, man. You can Google it, you can read it, you're not gonna understand it. I promise you. If there is no someone next to you to show you what exactly you're doing, it's impossible. Okay, you're gonna read. Okay, one bartender, just average bartender, is reading clarified mojito just because I gave. He gonna lose 3 days to understand what is clarification. First of all. You know what I mean? In school, you're gonna see it live, what is happening.
So you would say that school is quite important comparing to other jobs in these specific one.
It's important, man. Of course, experience is the main thing. But how you gonna get experience when the job offer says experience is essential?
Fair
You know
point.
what I mean? So how? Go to school, invest. That's all my students did. They invest themselves. One is in Vegas now. So what can I say? They do competitions. They work worldwide. They invest themselves. Quick course. They learn. The same is with chefs. They develop chefs in Jersey. They are good. I know there is a lot of good chefs because they invest themselves. They buy expensive set of knives, whatever. They invest, they learn, they search, they research, but not bartenders. Not much people are on the island who are trying to develop themselves. I knew a few. Tom, Alan, one of them. I just spoke with him today. Christian from Studio 54 is another guy. You probably know him. Who I believe I never had a chance to exchange experience with him. I just can say straight away he's good what he's doing. And a few more guys, and pretty much that's it for the whole island.
But then, okay, so there are quite a few challenges. You guys are even smaller community, you know, than the chefs I used to talk to, or the restaurant managers, or hotel managers, or whatever. Have you ever considered leaving the trade, being like, you know what, this is it. I had enough. You know, it's just
no,
not.
man, no. I mean, no, because it's the only thing I've done all my life. So it's the only.
Are you afraid of the change, or you can't leave because you love this doing too much?
No, because it's two different things. I want to change. How to say, just to don't sound too spiritual. I want to change my way of life and making more money. I'll be honest. I mean, from what I know best, that's what I want. I mean, I don't want to change my job because I know I'm best what I know to do. I mean, a lot of people take me as a arrogant person about this thing, but I'm a confident person. There's a difference. You know
If you know what you're doing,
I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I keep saying, if someone knows better than me, challenge me. Try me. On bartending point of view, any bartending point of view. Doesn't matter what. Schools, events, parties, nighttime job, daytime job, coffee, barista, and stuff like that. I just know my thing. I know my shit. That's it. I mean, and I'm going to keep doing it because I know how to do it. There's a thing.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, yeah, exactly. You've got all this experience behind all the competitions and everything. I guess it would be a shame not to continue.
Not exactly.
And maybe, I don't know, the way I see it, have you ever had younger generation coming to you, children, or not children really, students, or, getting to you and saying, you know what, I want to learn these. Can I see, can you show me, can you teach me here in Jersey? No.
I'm sorry. No.
Wow.
Maybe it's just not popular. It's not enough information. It's not, from all the countries in Europe, because I consider Jersey part of the Europe, even if it's not part of the European Union. All the countries, small or big, they have at least 5 schools. Jersey people taking a piece with Guernsey people. They have this beef, whatever, all the time, for anything, for sport, for lifestyle, for everything. They have bartending school.
Well, they have in Guernsey?
Yeah, they have in Guernsey, yeah.
Oh,
I've seen it. I've been there.
Okay, I
But
don't know
not
that.
Jersey. And everybody considers Jersey is more developed. You know what I mean? But no. They have a shop in Guernsey. They have a massive shop for any kind of equipment. Bartending, restaurant, everything. You go and buy. Here, you need to wait 10 days until it's delivered.
I didn't know that. You see, as I said, it's not really my world. I'm not really, that knowledgeable from this perspective. But yeah, so okay, so with your business, when did you launch it?
Well, I never stopped doing events. I never stopped doing masterclasses, especially.
Yeah.
Or private events. I never stopped. It just wasn't official. I launched it this year, like 2 months ago.
Now you're more serious about it.
Yeah, it's more official, more presentable, with like any other business with social medias and stuff like that. Slowly, it's me with few more guys which they don't work for me.
Just like collaborating with them.
I hire them. Which are friends of mine. I gave them a training, so I rely on them on that point of view. If I call them, I know they can do the job. Because working on an event is way more harder. Go for single shift and just do the drinks and go home.
So I guess the plan is to do the day-to-day job in parallel, and then once you have your business like up to speed, leave and then continue doing this.
Hey, it's time for me, man. I cannot work behind the bar all my life. I'm not even, not like before. Don't have the same energy. Don't have the same smile, let's say. Just because it's time for the new guys to come in, you know what I mean?
It's time to move on in life, I guess.
Of course, man. You cannot. Otherwise, if you stay bartender all your life, I'll be bartender all my life. That's for sure. But if you stay behind the bar and work, you're going to end up in a pub at the end. Pouring pints. That would be a shame. People say, man, look, he's 55, 60 and still working in the pub. That's what
you can't throw bottles and everything, when you're too old.
Yeah.
Okay, so for people that want to get more information about your business or maybe contact you, where did they find you?
Social media. jerseycocktailstage.co.uk as the website. Super cool website. I did it myself. I never knew I'm going to be able to do a website like this. Social media, Instagram, Facebook, Jersey Cocktail Stage, WhatsApp. All normal things. Not much like anybody else, but just information. The website is for information. Instagram and Facebook are more for
showing up,
presenting what you're doing. Yeah, like I said, I've been yesterday on this boat party with one lady, Joe Fairbrush.
Sober Joe, is that?
Sober Joe, yeah.
I think I know. She's from Guernsey. Is she not from Guernsey?
I have no idea. I just met the girl.
I don't know. I thought that, but I know the story. Yeah, she's been sober for like a long time.
Yeah, she had these problems.
And I think there was also somebody else that was it like Colette something, another lady.
Colette, she's the
she's got like
producer of meat drinks, which they will sponsor on the event yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. So, I know her from a breakfast club which she attended, and her story is absolutely amazing, honestly, and such a strong woman to do this business on her own. Okay, I get it. help from the husband and, probably a good financial situation. But anyway, she doesn't really have anybody, it's like international brand and doing it on her own. That's
I
really
understand.
impressive.
She just, I spoke with her yesterday. She just said that she won quite a few awards for non-alcoholic spirit
Yeah.
as well. So go ahead. I mean, anything on Mixology world. I posted today in Facebook and I name it non-alcoholic Mixology. It just came to my mind. It doesn't exist, but it will exist soon.
But do you see yourself now? Trying to get a bit train yourself basically now into these non-alcohol?
I have to. Man, I worked in Costa Coffee for 2.5 years. Not just to work. I learned barista knowledge. I never work. I have to know. And this is helping me now creating cocktails because I'm creating cocktails with coffees as well.
You kind of combine the two now.
You have to. You combine. Look, man, bartenders, pro mixologists, they even go for a 1 month session work in the kitchen, man, just to learn ingredients.
Oh, wow.
Spices, herbs, everything.
Well, because you are those.
They extract flavors. That's how the clarification becomes. They extract.
That's
flavors.
almost like chemistry, almost like
It is. Back in the days, there was molecular mixology. Didn't work because it's really, how to say, it cannot live behind the bar. I mean, it's too slow. It's too much preparation. You can't. The same is with clarification, but they find a way to pre-set up.
To make in advance, prepare in advance.
Which it's expensive. I've seen things, man, cocktail cockpits, like they're stocked up with, man, crazy things, man. You just feel like a kid going there. You are afraid to touch anything because it's like wow thing to you. You know what I mean? A guy I watched a video the other day, a bar in Dubai, but actually the bartender is outside of the bar. It's not inside. And all the, like a sushi table. Mm-hmm. The bartender is outside with them. Just open to drawers, man, full of clear ice cubes, man, any kind of shape, block, long block, ice sphere, everything, man. This costs money, man. This costs money because...
So it's no bar in Jersey using clear ice then?
I believe in the time of Tangis, I was the only one doing it. I think there was one guy in Longview Manor. I've heard he was trying. I don't know how long he was serving. He's still on the island or not. But in that way, I believe I was the only one. I know I'm the only one.
Well, and it's a bit like what you said, in a way, because we do have all these, like, we have Michelin star restaurant, we have fine dining places, and I'm sure, the drinks, I never really go for cocktails, as I said, but I know in terms of wines, they have like a huge selection and they start from quite high, so they're quite pricey. So I'm sure the cocktails would be pricey. So I think you would probably expect to have these kind of like ice or whatever, something different, but they don't, which is crazy.
It's not, it's expensive, man. Obviously, I don't know the reason. I'm trying to find out, but London is so close, man. London is so close. If you go there, you pay for a drink, you wait 20 minutes for a drink. But that's a standard. In Japan, in Tokyo, you wait 20, 30 minutes for a drink. Because the guy give all his passion, man. It's, Japanese people in general, their culture, whatever they do it the best.
But then, I guess we're coming back to the customers. If let's say the customer is not willing to wait those 20 minutes, you're already kind of like, you're already gonna you start cutting corners. So I guess we're coming back to the customers. Is the customer willing to kind of accept this, or is he pro quality, or is more like speed and
more speed
and cheap, going cheap, because I guess all these adding up, they will increase
all these things.
You'll probably get to the point then, I don't know, well, maybe it would be like a cocktail would be like 20, 30 quid.
I'll give you an example. The paradox in the whole story is that Jersey is so close to UK and London specifically. You know, we all watch Instagram every day. People from here, they go in London, they visit places like Sexy Fish, like super expensive restaurants, and they pay cocktails for 50 quid, man. And then they appreciate it. They post stories, they post this and that, you know what I mean? So, wow. But here, they don't look for it, man. It's
just like a regular drink.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. They know it's existing. They don't look for it and they don't appreciate it. They drink the shittiest porn star ever served, man. But they pay 50 quid in London for a same drink, let's say, for a porn star.
Yeah, that's an interesting market.
It's I don't know. Needs the market, the cocktail culture market, have to wake up, man. I mean, it doesn't exist to me. Like I said, out of 20 places, 16 of them serve the same drinks. Porn star, espresso martini, sex on the beach, margarita, old fashioned, but I don't want to say what kind of old fashioned. Negroni probably. Yeah, all these things. Oh, I can say names. I don't want to offend nobody. I don't want to insult. That's why I'm not going to say names. But man, come on.
Yeah. And sometimes we're charging the price, but we don't get the quality. Yeah, that's probably, again, something, right?
I mean, when I was in Tangis, the partner of the owner, she was really fancy. That's kind of people we need in Jersey. She was ready to pay expensive glasses. She was ready to pay... Man, she paid 100 euros only for the knife, which I use for the ice. Only for one knife. So there's not too much people like this in Jersey, man. They invest, you know what I mean? They wanted quality.
So that's gone.
That's gone, unfortunately.
So all we've got now.
6 years of my life I spent there. I mean, we're still friends with the guys. I mean, very close friends.
So all we've got now left is just like a handful, not even, of places that are still.
Man, I'm gonna. The good things I'll say. Blind pick. Because they have their identity. I drank cocktail 10 years ago there. I liked it. And then I jumped to whiskey. But they kept their identity, their own cocktails, their own way of service, their own style. That's why the best place of serving proper mixology drinks. Maybe they missed one thing, clear ice. Because it's hard to produce, I know that.
And that would get the prices, probably will push them too high, then people will just probably refuse to pay, I guess.
I understand the owners and managers, they don't want to jump on that because it's too expensive. But if all the world is doing it, man, in Australia, everywhere, Australia, US, there is a fabric, they go on the South Pole, in Australia especially, on the South Pole, they cut piece of iceberg, they drag it to the coast, and they just
chop it. Oh, okay, interesting.
Man.
different,
crazy,
totally different environment. Okay, absolutely pleasure, and I hope your business is gonna get well, because obviously after having all this experience and everything behind you, I really hope that you're gonna get to a point that you're gonna be happy with the business. Just run with that instead of like probably jumping in between places, and maybe introduce new things, teach people, because I guess something like that is what people need to understand
that's
that there is a better way.
That's the only way. It's not the better, it's the only way. Train people, train staff, man, because I know we had a question, you see, it's catch up in my mind straight away, because we had a question, funny things behind the bar, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll give you example. One time, how untrained people and what people they employ in Jersey. If you have, okay, I won't say that. One girl, listen, there is a dispenser on the bar. This is in the chapter, funny stories, yeah. There is a dispenser on the bar with cigarettes, machine. You swipe a card, the machine dispenser is opening, you grab a pack of cigarettes. So a customer asks a girl working behind the bar, can I have one Marlboro Light? So on the bar behind me, we have optics. You know, everybody's seen them. Just press the right measure comes to your glass. That's it. She how we call it?
Tap you on the
He
floor.
tapped me. Which bottle is Marlboro Light? I'm serious, man. Seriously, what kind of people employ and what kind of people don't know what is Marlboro Light? You're not smoker. Super cool. But man, you watch TV, you seen a commercial, you're in Instagram all day long, you are everywhere. You don't know what's Marlboro Light? Training, man. Training. This is what's lacking. Training. You need to train people. When you go to a financial job, they give you a training, yeah? But not 2 days. Show you on the till this button and this button. No, man.
Yeah,
My course was 40 days, man. So this is the only thing. If you train staff, they're gonna bring up the level of your business. Trust me. I know how it works. I mean, and one more thing, makes your staff happy. They will make your customer happy. It's very important. Another story, another thing we could talk, but maybe next time. I mean, yeah, man. Respect to the people, man. Respect, because
Yeah.
in Jersey,
Well, that's important. Yeah, I totally agree. I guess no matter in which job or sector you are, I think that's really important.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that, whatever we talked about today, you're going to implement into your business, and whoever is going to work for you is going to
It's gonna go, man. It's gonna go.
have a better life, and hopefully you're going to get with the business where you want to get. And what can I say is that it was an absolute pleasure, and I hope people enjoyed
Thank you
it.
for the invitation.
Yeah,
man.
absolutely. And I'm sure when you're going to get where you want to get, we're going to get you back on the podcast
Oh,
and
for
share
sure,
more
man, for sure.
stories.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you're going to have a lot more.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching.
Appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely.